Hey guys, Dan Heilman back with another video. Today we're going to be talking about how Bitcoin is still perfectly following the 4-year cycle, and it is mirroring very closely to the 2021 kind of bear market here. So we're going to go through what should potentially happen if it continues to follow this. It has been basically undefeated this 4-year cycle, so we'll talk about it, some price predictions, etc. I am just getting back from COVID, so I haven't made a video in about a week. My whole family got COVID. I thought I was going to escape it, and then of course I caught it last, so I kind of just getting over that, so excuse the scratchy throat, etc. But here we go. So we have the Bitcoin chart. This is on Coinbase, and I have some time windows, some lines, etc. We'll talk about what they are and where we are in this cycle, right? So on the top you see the time windows for every one of these little cycles. Now these cycles are based on the halving, so the red vertical lines are the halving. Basically they halve the supply in the mining rewards for Bitcoin, and it basically has some sort of a supply shock on Bitcoin, right? Because there's less Bitcoin created, and this causes the price to go up over time. Now the halvings are getting smaller and smaller because they're halvings, right? So they half the block reward every time. So you can see they're getting smaller and smaller. So that should mean kind of diminishing returns on the supply shock, meaning maybe the price won't go up as much in the future. In the beginning, it was a very large effect because there was a lot less Bitcoin, but anyways, and then the green lines are the lows and the blue lines are the highs, okay? And I predicted the high quite a long time ago, many years. I made one of these videos years ago, but I did think the price was going to go a little bit higher. So this is on the log chart right now, and it's just kind of a good way to look at it. But yeah, let's begin. So what do we got going on? It's kind of interesting right now because on the weekly chart, if you take a bars pattern, you can even take it from like this double top here, and if we go something like this, you get this bars pattern. So where are we? So you can see we're basically right here, and if we adjust this to kind of make it line up a little bit here, you can see that we are pretty much right about here, right? So if we go like this, you can see we pretty much line up. So this area right here lines up with this first kind of bear flag. This one lines up here, and if this continues, that means we are somewhere looking at the price going to bottom somewhere around 46,000. Okay, this kind of shows it's a bar pattern exactly. So this does not mean that we're going to follow this perfectly to a T. This kind of just gives you a predicted case of what could happen. It looks kind of even better if you don't take the double top, but I thought it was kind of interesting that this is kind of like the double top structure. It kind of mirrors this, except for this first top was a little bit higher. So again, if we take it just from this top, to like here-ish, you can see you can line this up. And if we line this up, basically you have this very first, I'm pointing on the screen like you can see it. You line this up right here. You can see this is kind of the first one, and then we have the second one, and then we might have, one more push, and then even another push down. Again, 44,000 is the potential target. Now, this could be, here, which is another potential, right? Is you kind of have something like this. Now, this case kind of fits a little bit better just for the terms of like timing here. Oops, I'm going the wrong way. That's what I'm trying to do right there. So maybe this is actually this first one, and then we have a second one, and then maybe we come down a little bit lower. This makes more sense in terms of just this timing, right? Because again, if the 4-year cycle plays out perfectly, we should have a bottom somewhere in October of 2026. Now, again, this is not going to, perfectly mirror any of the past cycles, but it does look very similar, especially because if we look right here, where are we? March-ish. So this actually, we saw a rally in March in the 2021 cycle. Now, again, that would mean we were like right here. So clearly it's a little bit more accelerated than that, but you can see this rally was not in March. This rally was not really in March, but this one was in March here. So it's kind of interesting, a rally in March and then maybe a big dump until June. So we could potentially, if we draw, let me draw. Where is my little drawing guy brush here? Okay, so we could potentially get something like this where we get a rally in March, and then a dump down to June-ish, right? And then a final dump into October. So we could get something where we dump into June, maybe a little bit of pump, and then we get something into October, right? And this doesn't necessarily need to be a lower low, but it could be, right? So maybe we get the actual lower low before the green line, which we haven't got previously. But if this one would have been a little bit lower than this one, maybe we see something like that. Again, history rhymes. It's never absolutely perfect. It never repeats perfectly, but it often does rhyme. So there's usually a lot of seasonality. And actually, if you go and look at like the S&P 500, for example, and then, you leave those lines on the chart as well. Can I leave those on the chart somehow? Let's see here. I think I can just use my little halving indicator. Yeah, here we go. So this is kind of one of my indicators I'm developing right now. But you can see if you look at the 4-year cycles in terms of the S&P 500, you can see the tops kind of align with the tops as well. So it's just kind of interesting. So it's not really only Bitcoin that has these 4-year cycles, because these 4-year cycles also match the election periods and midterms. And usually you top right before, and then you get, a bottom into the midterm year. So, you can see here's a bottom, here's a bottom. This one didn't quite line up, but the last two have lined up quite nicely. So maybe the stock market also comes in, has a bottom in this same exact time. If we look at the Dow Jones Industrial, do we see something similar as well? This one seems to line up quite well as well. This the 2014 was the only one that didn't really follow in terms of the top and bottoms, but the next two cycles, you can see we had a bottom right here. We had a bottom right here. Maybe we also have a bottom for these in terms of the stocks as well. So it's kind of interesting, these 4-year cycles, they line up quite well for a lot of the different asset classes. Now, actually, you know what I haven't checked is gold. Let's check gold live and see how this one does. Gold, does this one seem to line up? Not really, not really. The highs seem to be a little bit more. Yeah, this one doesn't quite line up as well as the rest do in sort of 4-year cycles. Gold and tends to go in an 8-year cycle instead of a 4-year cycle. So a little bit different, it's a little bit slower moving asset. So this one doesn't quite follow as well as the other ones do. But yeah, so Bitcoin is definitely following this quite well indeed. So just kind of interesting here. Let's go back to our let's go back to this window. We'll turn off the halving cycles. Now it's just really interesting because like these days, you got 526 days, you got 550 days. This one was 500 and basically 40 days, right? So if we see something else here, we might see a bottom in about 380 days. Just kind of interesting. Now there is one other cycle that I saw. Let's see if I can find it real quick on X that I thought was quite interesting. I kind of reposted and talked about it a little bit, but there was another kind of cycle I saw someone use for bottoms, and it was just kind of an interesting one. Another interesting idea I saw, I think it means what he meant to say was Bitcoin bottoms 23 months after we passed the previous cycle all-time high. So basically what this guy was showing, and credit to this guy, I don't know if he actually made this up or, there's a lot of copy pasta on X, so I have no idea. But basically when you go through the previous all-time high, you then have about 23 bars, 23 months, 1 year till you bottom. Okay, so here we go. Here's the previous cycle all-time high. We go through it, and then 1 year from that point, we break it to go to the new bottom. Again, here, boom, 1 year till we go to the bottom. And that would say that we're pretty much bottomed right now. Now, is this possible? Yeah, it's a market. Everything is always possible in a market. So, everything is always possible. We could bottom right now. This could be the low. Now, that would throw the 4-year cycle out, because in terms of 4-year cycles, there's really two ways to do it. You either go from bottom to bottom, or you go from halving to halving. So a lot of people use the bottom to bottom, and you basically have 4-year cycles just from the bottom to bottom. Now, if I put like a sine line, for example, and I go from bottom to bottom, right, like that, you can see sine. The low corresponds with the low corresponds with the low. That means we should again see the low corresponding with the low. Another thing we can do is go to one that has a little bit more. So here's the whole crypto universe again. So if we go low to about the low right there. You can see that means the low should be again October-ish, and then you can see this low corresponds here. We did have this wick low in 2015 that barely snuck past the last low, but again, if you just continue, you can see this low. This is the only cycle right here, this 2011 cycle, one of the first ones where it didn't really perfectly mirror, but you can still see at this time there was, pretty much a low right here in this area, and then that becomes, before Bitcoin was created. But you can see these lows pretty much line up perfectly. I can draw some vertical lines right here at the bottom. You can see there's a low. You can see this low corresponds perfectly here. So this is how these cycles work. Basically 4-year, the lows perfectly line up in this sine wave. Again, that means this low should be sometime, September, October-ish, if this follows perfectly. Now, again, it doesn't always have to follow, but right now, I mean, it's looking quite probable, just because, again, it's like it almost lines up like to a T when we go like this and go top here, and we take this bars pattern. I mean, it's really, really uncanny, right? So you can either draw it like this, and this corresponds with this, but I think this one fits a little bit better, right? You even have this big wick like you did here. I mean, we have this like almost perfectly, right? Almost perfectly. Look at this. It's just insane how canny this is. And that means we're at this final pump right here. And then, this would mean in the next couple of weeks, we get another big dump down to 49K-ish, another pump, and then this final capitulation low. Again, end of summer, end of Q3, beginning Q4, and then we start moving back up. I mean, it's, I don't know, it looks pretty dang identical. But anyways, that's where we are. I'm back. I wanted to make just kind of an update video on what's going on. We do have a nice little pump overnight, which is interesting, right? So I took a couple shorts in the last week-ish, and was just playing some of these small moves. I have an affiliate link below for Bitunix if you want to do any leverage trading, or if you would like to buy spot. You can sign up really easy, no KYC, in 30 seconds and get trading. So feel free to use that affiliate link. It's the best way to support the channel. That's going to be it for the video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, hit the like, hit the subscribe button. That's what we got going on. I've been trying to work on some other indicators as well. We'll see what happens in this upcoming New York Open in about 3 hours. We will see what happens. Let's take just a quick look at stocks. Futures had a nice pump, and I think that's, there's been a lot of correlation between the stock market and crypto. You can see we've had this nice little pump over the last 4 hours. Again, we kind of do have this like channel, so I have a feeling we're going to get up into this in the New York Open, and then we'll have another dump here. But we'll see what happens. Crypto stocks took a big hit. They saw some big pumps. Pre-market, they're already back up a lot, so we'll see. Some of these like Mara are already back up to the high from yesterday. Bitdeer is already way above the high from yesterday. Bitfarms trying to make out, get out of here, IREN, etc. So these are definitely having a bounce, the crypto stocks, and we'll see what happens. Let's check MicroStrategy making a new high in short-term high, right? Short-term high. So it looks like I picked up a big bag of MicroStrategy at 122 bucks, and I picked up some at like 110 bucks, I believe. So we've added to that position. I've added to also Bitdeer. I didn't have a position, so I started a position there. I added to IREN. Those are the 3 that I added recently in my long-term accounts. Again, the price could go a lot lower, but I just wanted to add some in there to get some exposure, because I have a feeling we're going to start making this bottom over the next couple months. That's it for the video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Have a great day. See you guys.